Hello, my dear fire signs. This is your reading for September 2020. I am going to start with Sagittarius, then we're going to head into Aries, and then Leo. Please, if you need to find the find stamps, go right down below at the box, the description box, and check it out. There are timestamps over there for each sign, so you can just go in there and find your little timestamp. Also, if you'd like to get in contact with me and get a personal reading, you can always also go to the description box and get into contact with me through my email. I have Venmo and PayPal underneath too, so you can go right ahead and send me a little gift if you'd like. Of appreciation. It is absolutely not needed, but very much appreciated if it comes. And I am looking forward to September. I think it's going to be a really beautiful month. This is my last video of the September readings. So we already did earth signs, water signs, air signs, and now we're at the fire signs. And then I will definitely see you next month for October for our October forecast of 2020. So thank you for being, I'm really grateful to be a vessel to whatever the universe needs to tell you right now, to have you here right now. I know that times are hard, and I'm just really, really grateful and happy to be able to pass on whatever comes through the cards, and also meditation. So I'm going to start with Sagittarius, and I'll see you next month. Bye. Hi, Sag. How are you doing? I hope you had a great August. I'm going to start by sharing with you what I set down in meditation, what came to me when I sat down in meditation today for you. So the first thing that I wanted to do when I sat down and I thought of you, Sagittarius, sun, moon, or rising, was the feeling of standing up tall. I wanted to fix my posture. I wanted to become more empowered with my posture. So I think that this is it's the universe trying to tell you that you're supposed to be standing up tall, and that you've got work to do, and that if you follow through, you'll see the rewards. It's a lot about courage and strength right now, even if you feel fearful sometimes. Ride the wave with your guts. Empower yourself. Don't stop till you get enough. That's so started playing in my head. And then perseverance will be kind of like your theme for September. So you guys are really good at that. I think you'll really tap into that energy. So I'm gonna show you the cards that I got, and we close out with a rune that I got for you from the Nordic runes, the Book of Runes. So I'm going to show you the cards, and then we're going to interpret them together, okay? Interesting. We got the Four of Swords. That's funny because it's kind of polarizing with the meditation message I got for you. We have Libra, but it's in reverse, which is something that doesn't usually happen with my cards, because to clear them and cleanse them, I put them upright. I turn them upright. So when they come out reversed, it means that there's something that needs to be sort of really paid attention to. And for you, it's Libra. Accept heaven's help. You've prayed for help, so get out of the way and let heaven help you. The next card is parenting and children. Then we have Oceana. It says, take action. You're in touch with your truth in the situation, and you need to trust your gut and lovingly assert yourself. Then we have the Seven of Swords. We also have Desire. We have the Sun and the Tower. So, my dear Sagittarius, I think that the reason why this meditation came through as wanting you to stand up tall and take charge is because you've been in a space of rest, and it's been a space of deep rest for you. We have this Four of Swords here. If not that, it could be the contrary, that you've been really like taking charge and standing up tall and like, but I really don't feel like it's that. I think it's more, either way, it's all about balancing right now, right? So Libra reversed. Libra is ruled by Venus. Let me show you it upright. So it's ruled by Venus, and it's all about searching for balance, which also relates to healing and wisdom and justice. If one side of the scale is tipped, then the other, like, you have to have anyway, you know what I'm talking about. It's important to have balance in life, and I think that the Libra card coming out reversed is basically saying that there's something that's out of balance that you have to bring balance to. And I think that it has to do with the amount of energy and effort that you're putting into things. It could also be like fear versus courage, or fear versus strength. Like, one of them might be taking over the other, and I think that each Sagittarius, it's going to be a different message, right? Because some of you have been at rest and need to start standing up tall, and others have been standing up for everybody and need to take a rest. But I think it's probably more likely that you've been at rest and you need to, because we're starting the reading with this Four of Swords, so that means that perhaps this deep rest has been extremely helpful for you to be able to finally take charge and bring back some more action into your life rather than rest. I think it's time to start rising again, is what this is saying. And I think that for some reason this reading is telling me that you've been focusing more on your spirituality and prayer and meditation and visualization, and like asking for help from spirit guides that are beneficial, archangels, guides, animal guides, whatever you've been in contact with. But I think that sometimes when we ask for help, we also have to ask for it and then receive it. So if we're always in an active mode of asking, we don't give ourselves the time to receive. I know I do this a lot, and it's really important for all of us who are witches or spiritual creatures. We all are spiritual creatures, but some of us are in touch with it and some of us are not. But I believe that it's important when you have your practice to be able to balance out also this like asking and receiving, right? You're not always going to be asking. I think a couple of good things to do is practice gratitude prayer too. Not only requests, but of like, protect my family, protect the world, help world health get better. That's all requests. But once you see something come through, it's really important for us to acknowledge it, sit with it, take a practice, like a moment to practice the gratitude for that which came, that is really good for us, right? So practicing that, I offer flowers, I offer fruit to my ancestors and my guides, as a like a reward or a thank you. That might be a good idea. I mean, they don't need any of that stuff, but they do love it. I think that they do appreciate it. And I just got like a ringing in my ear, so I think that they're saying like, no, 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 we do like. Don't say we don't. Don't speak for us. Like, okay, sorry. So in your life too right now, it seems like you might be going through some phases of connecting to parenting, and then or maybe even thinking about having children, but also maybe kind of connecting to your own parents and the way that they raised you, and perhaps even like learning how to parent yourself from the things that your parents, from the ways that your parents couldn't really parent you, and that whatever it is that you needed and you weren't given in childhood, to be able to give it to yourself now as your own parent, your own mother, your own father, all of that. I think that you're learning more and more about that. And I think that you have to be open to receive that from yourself or from others, because sometimes it's easy to give, but it's hard to receive. So there's something about receiving here that needs to be opened up. And then, this also I'm hearing like, be gentle with yourself if you are a parent, because it's obviously a really hard task, to do. It's hard to parent children or animals or even yourself, right? It's hard to do that. So be gentle with yourself. Don't beat yourself up if you feel like things are not totally perfect. And then again, with the whole action thing from my meditation, the Stand Up Tall meditation, there's Oceana saying like, you got to take action. So you're coming from a place of truth, and you need to trust your gut and lovingly assert yourself. So I do think that you've been at rest, and I do think that it's really important for you to start like rising right now, because you are really clear. Like, other signs this month have not been as clear as this reading has. But I think that the issue with this clarity that you have is that you kind of want to escape it, because it might be truth that is difficult for you to face, right? So I'm saying this because I'm seeing the Seven of Swords, which is the card of emotional coldness. And usually people who have the moon in Aquarius, their emotions hit them like a long time after like an action has been taken. And I think that that, and you kind of want to escape from having to face it, because that at some point it's gonna really hit you. Yet it is important for you to do what it is that you feel that is right now. And I think that I think that that it's gonna be a hard decision to make, because you have the Tower here, right? And the Tower is a card of sudden destruction, or something to fall, like this tower is falling in order for you to build something new. And the reason why it's falling is because its foundations weren't as stable as they needed to be to stand up longer than it already has. So it's time for it to come down. But there's also the sun here, so there's this energy of lightness. There's a lot of childlike energy in your reading too. We have the children card, parenting and children, and then the sun is about childlike energy, right? Fifth house, Leo. This is what this card is all about. It's about playfulness. It's about joy and happiness, and also being your unique self. The sun doesn't hide anything. Like when it's light out, you can see everything. So there's nothing that the sun cannot pretend to be something else. It has to be what it is. Yeah. So it's a lot about embracing yourself, embracing your truth, taking action about your truth, even if you know that the truth might make something crumble. But the thing is that it's already crumbling. You're only pointing to it and saying that is crumbling. So let's take it down. Let's take it down to rebuild it. Rebuild something. I'm not going to deny, I'm not going to escape, I'm going to face it. It is crumbling and we need to break it apart. And it's not like it doesn't necessarily mean like I will never see you again or something like that. If it's a relationship or even a job, like it's not that you can't be grateful or even transform the relationship itself or the work itself, but there needs to be a change. And it might not be easy because other parties involved might not be ready to face it as much as you are, even though you're not even that ready to face it because you have the Seven of Swords and you're kind of wanting to just like, oh, you know, like I don't know if I should, like maybe I can just do this instead and it'll be okay. Like you see it. You see the tower falling. Don't deny it. It's okay. Towers fall sometime and it can be really painful and difficult, but it's ultimately in order to, it's in honor of truth. And it's something that that I think is coming from base desire, right? It's something that that will realign you with what you really want to manifest, rather than just, you know, stay in a place of stale energy. So there's a lot about like, what is it that you want? What is it that you know the truth about it. You know that you need to bring balance into something. I think there's going to be a huge revolution relating to, you know, your relationships, especially with the relationship to parenting in general. It could be, like I said, with your parents, with yourself, with your children. And I encourage you to stand up tall and face the truth and point out what is crumbling and then, you know, hold space for what it is that you desired from the outcome of the tower falling. Like, what is it that you want to do with these new bricks that you have now? You know, how is it that what's the other type of building you want to, you know, you want to build with the bricks that fall down from the tower that was too tall, too high? Like, do you want a fort? Do you want a bridge? Do you want, you know, what is it that you want to build? What do you desire? I think it's this falling, it's been coming because there's a desire for something else that's going to renew your whole life. So I'm going to go ahead and read your rune. This is your rune for this month. Let us see. What is it about? Constraint, 105. necessity, pain. The necessity of learning to deal with severe constraint is the lesson of Nauthis. I hope I'm not butchering the name of it. This rune represents the obstacles we create for ourselves as well as those we encounter in the world around us. Both can be equally difficult to handle. The role of Nauthis is to identify our shadow, our dark and repressed sides, places where growth has been stunted, resulting in weaknesses that are often projected onto others. Don't take this world personally, this rune is saying. Work with the shadow. Examine what is in your nature that attracts hardship or misfortune in your life. When at last you can look upon the rune of constraint with a smile, you will recognize the troubles, denials, and setbacks of life as your teachers, guides, and allies. The need for restraint is unquestionable here. Drawing this rune indicates that there may well be holdups and reasons to consider your plans carefully. Clearly, there is work to be done on yourself, so take it on with good humor and show perseverance. This is a time to pay off old debts, to restore, if not harmony, at least balance. So mend, restore, redress. Yeah, balance, restoring, redressing. When fishermen can't go to the sea, they repair nets. Let the constraints of the time serve you in righting your relationship to yourself. Be mindful that rectification must come before progress. And as always, consider the uses of adversity. So, I hope you have a wonderful September. I think that you have a lot of strength in you and courage, and I'm sending you a little more for this month right now. And I will see you next month, my dear Sagittarius. Have a lovely month, and I love you. Bye. Hello, Aries. How are you doing? How is your August? I hope you had a great month. Wow, I just had a powerful Sagittarius reading here. So, I want to start by sharing with you the meditation that I had before I started the video with you in mind for September 2020. And what came through when I was meditating were these messages. Review, recollect, reflect. It's time to truly process the past in a deeper way. Uncovering traumas and patterns that make you feel stuck or that you need to stop the ride to get out. Checking in with yourself and looking beyond the mind chatter will help. This can involve ritual, meditation, yoga, anything that changes the frequency of guilt, blame, or failure to that of love and healing. I'm not totally, honestly, I'm not totally satisfied with what that meditation wanted to bring out, because it feels like it's just saying that ritual and meditation will help you with what you are going through. But I think that perhaps I'm overlooking it, and it's actually more powerful for you right now than I personally think it is. But I do think that what it's saying is mostly pausing, pausing because just to reflect on the things that have gone by. And instead of knowing what things are, just observing them without judgment. So I'm going to show you the cards that came through for you, and then we'll interpret them together, okay? So the first card that I have is the card of Justice. Then we have Scorpio. We've got Healing Heart. You're a powerful healer. Keep up the great work. Next, we have New Opportunity. We also have Layla, and it says, spend time alone in nature, meditating about your desires and intentions. Ask the angels to help you gain a positive perspective. So I guess this really fits with my meditation. The Knight of Pentacles is here, the methodical approach. Then we have the Queen of Earth. I love this card, so pretty. I think Libra got this card for this month too. The Nine of Wands. And then the last card is the Five of Swords. So Aries, there's definitely a feeling of something new happening, I think, in your life, but not before some big transformation happens. You know in your heart when something is just and when something isn't just, right? And not just for yourself, but for others too. Aries is a sign that is the complementary sign for Libra. And it talks so much about the individual and the individual experience. Libra is about the relational experience, right? So those are opposite signs. Libra is about balancing things on the scale, like you here, me here, we are just, right? And here is the scale that I'm talking about. That's you, that's someone else. That's rest, that's work. That is beans, rice. I don't know. You know, I'm just giving these opposite examples because Libra is a card that reminds me of the Libra energy a lot. You know, Athena energy, goddess of justice. What is it that is out of balance in your life? What is it that is, there's too much here and little there, you know? Aries sometimes has a really hard time identifying that because it is the opposite complementary sign to Libra. And it usually will come from a place of individualization and what it is that it needs rather than like what the other needs, right? So I think that there is something that's changing in you now where you're starting to learn a lot more about transforming, letting things, certain things die, certain habits die, certain patterns die in order to bring more balance into your life. And I do think it has to do with relationships, and I think it has to do with understanding other people better, not taking things so personally, but actually understanding that people have their own experiences, and sometimes it has nothing to do with you. And sometimes when you make it about you, then it starts becoming about you, and that's never what you wanted in the first place, right? So I think that no matter what has been, I think that you are really focusing on bringing balance and becoming more stable for like a long period of time, rather than, you know, being inconsistent, being one way, being very, very sad at one time and then all of a sudden super, super happy. Or and I think that besides that, you're also being able to heal a lot of your own traumas and a lot of your own unhealthy patterns by facing this concept of justice and this concept of balancing, and that brings healing, right? Justice is also related to the card Temperance, which is also about balance, and Temperance itself is related to healing. So we see this, like, this healing is happening from you being able to just take a step back and not take things so personally anymore, and not and understand that outside experiences sometimes are outside experiences, and you are able to see that pattern and really embody that, in order to heal this part of you that makes you feel like you need to be involved in every single thing, or that you are part of every single thing, that you have to be part of every single thing. There's newness happening for you, which is great, and it fits your character very much. New opportunity. And I think that the more you are able to connect to yourself, and honestly, this I guess this whole meditation that I had about meditating more, ritualizing more, doing yoga, all of that, spending time in nature, is being confirmed here. So I think that this is happening because you might have been in a very negative space for a really long time. And maybe that's what the justice is about too. It's not only just, or perhaps if it doesn't even resonate to the whole thing about the individual and the others, it might be also just the energy of, depression, and then ecstasy, or something like that. And I think that if the scale has been tipped for you in the past, it's been in the recent past, in recent months, I think it's been to the more negative side of the scale. And I think that the more you are able to keep up with practices that help you ground yourself, like meditation and going out into nature and connecting to the trees and the birds and the and your planet, your natural world, that can bring more positive outlooks, change the frequency from this guilt that you might feel, from blame, from whatever it is that is negative, that is haunting you, that is keeping you up at night, that is causing anxiety and fear and rejection and all of these things. When you go into nature and you connect to her, you know that you're not ever separate, right? This is making me want to cry now. And like we have the bison of abundance here, so it's like it's saying like it doesn't matter what people go through. It's not always about you. It's about their own stuff. And when you have this time with yourself, it's not about needing other people. It's about being able to basically to welcome them, right? To have them, to choose to have them, but not need them. Or, you know what I'm saying? I hope you do. I think that the space that you were in that was more negative had to do with being really tired from so much emotional, physical effort. You know, the Nine of Wands is a lot about that. It's so much, it's the wounded warrior. Like, it's someone who's been to war and really wants to like the war is basically now over, but you're wounded, right? It's hard, and it's been difficult because you've lost some people on the way, or some things that really mattered to you on the way. And I think that really the thing about this war is that no one really wins. Like, no one wins when they compete. There is no need to compete. I know you're Aries. I know I know you you have this fire within you, and you want to like prove yourself, and you want to be a warrior. But sometimes collaborating is always more helpful and actually gets you somewhere in a relationship, rather than fighting or you know, judging or being critical or whatever it is, because the Five of Swords can be about that. It's very conflictuous. It's a conflict card. And it's about being right. It's about I know what is right, and you cannot, you know, act that way. And you know, it's and it basically drives people away. So it's about winning, but it doesn't really make you win at all, because you're like, winning is actually getting somewhere with people rather than driving people away because you needed to prove your point, right? So competition can be a very lonely place if you keep on doing it. If that resonates at all, it might not resonate at all to you, but I think that there is, you know, either this idea of competing, or this idea of being exhausted from work or from relationships or from whatever it is. Like, the Nine of Wands also talks about not giving up before the miracle happens. So even though you might, people might have taken some space for themselves because there was a lot of like cutting words or arguments, that doesn't mean that, you know, they're not going to come back and love you. And you know, Healing Heart is here. You know, you are able to heal yourself and then have better relationships where collaboration is up front rather than criticism, judgment, and all of that. You can do that. You are able to do that. And that's, I think, those are the patterns I think that came through in the meditation, the like trauma. I think that you are a powerful healer, and I think that you are able to heal yourself, and that you are able to get to a much better place in life, where you're going to be where you're just gonna be, you know, sharing rather than listening, understanding other points of views, knowing that yours is not always the right one, all that stuff. And then there's something here also, I think, that you are with the Knight of Pentacles. I love this card, it's so cool. It's very 80s. She looks like she's I don't know, just looks really cool. But I think that this is you really putting some work into grounding yourself in order to take on this new opportunity that's coming. And it looks very divine. Like it's, you know, it's like grounding yourself right now to like do the things that you have to do to take on this like whole new up leveling of like oh, it looks like she's like in a church and it looks so pretty and beautiful. It looks like Europe. I think that this is it's a really beautiful way of focusing your energy too. Focus your energy on building whatever it is that you want to create for yourself. Know that you have the power to heal yourself and the patterns that you've had that do not serve you anymore and do not serve other people in your life anymore. Know that you can change, that people can change, that we all can change. We can all get better. We can all be better. We can all listen. We never really win when we just want to be right. And you are absolutely able and capable of balancing your scale by understanding others and also by being more positive than you've been. Being more positive, just think more positive, talk more positive, talk well of others, talk well of yourself, talk well to yourself in the mirror. Like tell yourself, I love you. I want to make your dreams come true. Whatever it is that you want to hear, you know. So I'm gonna read your rune that came out, which is this. I think it's reversed. Let's take a look. Yeah, possessions reversed, 113. So I'm gonna read it upright and then I'm gonna read it reversed because I think that there might be messages in both for you. It says here, Fehu, I hope I'm not butchering the name of it. Fehu, the rune of possessions, nourishment, and cattle. Fehu is a rune of fulfillment, ambition satisfied, love shared, rewards received. This is upright. It promises nourishment from the most worldly to the sacred and the divine. For if the ancient principle as above so below holds true, then we are also here to nourish God, goddess, or goddess. This rune calls for a deep probing of the meaning of profit and gain in your life. Look with care to know whether it is wealth and possessions you require for your well-being, or rather self-rule and the growth of a will. Another concern of Fehu is to conserve what has already been gained. This rune urges vigilance and continual mindfulness, especially in times of good fortune, for it is then that you are likely to collapse yourself into your success on the one hand, or behave recklessly on the other. Enjoy your good fortune and remember to share it, for the mark of the well-nourished self is the ability and willingness to nourish others. So reversed, which is how it came for you. It says, there may be considerable frustration in your life if you draw Fehu reversed. A wide range of dispossessions, ranging from trivial to severe. You fall short in your efforts. You reach out and miss. You are compelled to stand by and watch helplessly while you've gained dwindles away. While what you've gained dwindles away. Observe what is happening. Examine these events from an open perspective and ask, what do I need to learn from this in my life? Even if there is occasion for joy, do not let yourself be seduced into mindless joyousness. Reversed, this rune indicates that doubtful situations are abundant and come in many forms and guises. Here you are being put in touch with the shadow side of possessions. Yet all this is part of coming to be and passing away, and not that which abides. In dealing with the shadow side of Fehu, you have an opportunity to recognize where your true nourishment lies. So Aries, I believe in you. I believe that you can do such great things, and you can be positive, and you can be loving, and you can be understanding, and you can take that positivity and share it. Don't share negativity. Do share positivity. I know that venting is important, so maybe going to therapy to vent or something like that, but you're a healer, so you're supposed to be spreading joy, and not a joy that is groundless joy or mindfulless joy, right, that the book said. But I think that's the word, mindless joy. That's what it was. Mindless joy. That doesn't exist. Mindfulness. No, that doesn't work. Mindless joy, right? You know, you're you're on your way, my love, and I hope you have a great September, and I will see you next month for October. Really excited to connect to our ancestors. Samhain is coming. My favorite time of the year. All the skulls and the ghouls come out. I'll be doing some fun makeup for that month. I hope you have a lovely, lovely month. I love you very much. I believe in you. Go forth, spread positivity and joy. When you don't feel joy, don't force yourself to feel joy, but work through it in a way that will help you rather than hinder you, okay? All right, I'll see you next month. Bye. Okay. This one goes here. Hello, Leos. How are you, my darlings? It is our time now. I'm excited to be reading to you September 2020. I'm gonna start with a meditation, which actually not with a meditation, but I'm starting by sharing what came through when I meditated with you in mind for September 2020. Okay, I wrote some notes down about what was coming through, and I like to share it with you, and then we're going to look at your cards, and we're going to close the reading with a rune from the Book of Runes. I'm drink a little tea. So when I was meditating for you, Leo, what came through was it's actually a lot. I couldn't stop writing. It was kind of interesting. It says here, you all have tender hearts, and you are extremely loyal to yourselves, to the point of closing yourself off to others for having gone through emotional roller coasters. September is about opening yourself up to love again. Risk, trust, be a fool again, believe, melt. It might not be so bad this time. In fact, it might be exactly what you need. If it's hard, you'll know that you've survived something like this before. But more than expecting something to be better than the past, expect something to exceed your expectation. Manifest what you want. Very positive message of opening up. I know we all have very tender hearts, and when we get hurt, we close off. This is a shadow of Leo. It can happen a lot to Leos all around the planet. Where humiliation doesn't go well with us, or rejection especially. So when that happens, we are, it's just natural for us to close our hearts. And I think that that's not even, that's also beyond Leo. I think that's a human thing. But ultimately, Leo really can focus on learning from experience, knowing that you are brave and you can survive, and then continuing to learn, not closing yourself off, because there's so much for you to still learn in life. And you're just going to become, stronger and stronger with every relationship you have, with every experience that you choose to trust. Don't stop growing, continue being a love fool. So I'm going to show you the cards that came out, and then we're going to talk about them, interpret them, and then we'll close it with the rune. Okay, so the first card is the Nine of Swords. Then we have Uranus. Getting freaky. We have Simplify Your Life, and it says eliminate clutter from your home and work life to balance the flow of activities. Oh, that's a good message. Yeah, I see that. We have Rise Above Problems. Right on. We also have Archangel Gabriel, and it says you have an important life purpose involving communication and the arts. Please don't allow insecurities to hold you back. I will help you. For all the artist Leos out there. Then we have the Seven of Cups. We also have the Ace of Swords. Ice Dragon. We have Integrity. Always a good one. We have the Ten of Swords. And lastly, we've got the Four of Pentacles. So Leo, let's see here. It's a lot of different energies. I think there's a lot going on in your life in September. Well, we have a progression here of the Nine of Swords and 10 of Swords. 9, 10 of the same suit, right? And we also have the Ace of Swords. There's a lot about the mind that's going on for Leos in September, I think, and learning how to relate to it in a healthier way, because sometimes your mind doesn't let you sleep at night, right? So there's this feeling of like needing to protect yourself and being at the very end of something that is difficult. Just like, when is this gonna be over? Just like all the fear, the anxiety, the threats, the stuff that the mind can play on us, right? But then there's like energy here, like it feels like energy that talks about really getting to that 10 of swords, and like really like I'm out of it, and I need to rise above this. I need to rise. Like she's, totally fallen here. And this one's like, we gotta bring it up. We gotta go up. We gotta, open up, simplify. Let's clean the house. Let's go. Brooms out. Get freaky, get weird with Uranus here. Uranus is about the collective. It's much less about the individual and much more about the planet, humanity, people, what it is that our community needs, what is it that, it rules rebellion, it rules revolution, it rules, focusing on the important things, the things of the future, right? How are we gonna live? What is the system that we're gonna create? Not just the system that we're gonna bring down, but also it's so much about the world at large, right? And it's what it's saying here. I think what the reading is saying is like, you need to rise above your own stuff, your own stories, your own, the shit that happened to you, that hurt you so much, that made you close your heart. You need to rise above, because you've got some really important stuff to talk about. And a lot of, you're supposed to be making art about this. You're supposed to be talking about it. You're supposed to be writing about it. You're supposed to be making music about it. Get your life. As my dear friend Dee says, get your life. I think that's the clarity that's hitting you. Oh, Dee is also a Leo, so she's probably going to watch this. I'm going to send it to her. So clarity, that's the clarity of like coming out of this energy of like, oh, but this happened to me, and this person did this, and that person did that, and then I went through this, and then I went through that, and that was awful, and this was awful, and blah, 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 and I can sleep, and I can, all of that is absolutely valid, and you've done a lot of work about it. You've done a lot of work. You're clear about it. You know what it is. It's not stuff that's new, and you can't keep on replaying, which just, okay, now that Lady Gaga song is playing in my head, from the new album, Replay, the monster inside you is, what is it? just play that song afterwards, you'll love it. Replay by Lady Gaga. It's replaying, right? It's replaying all the stories, all the monsters, all the, it's torturing me. It's, I think that's what the song says, actually. It's torturing me. Important to know that that's there, and then end it. To rise above it and focus on the clarity that you are needed here on earth for something bigger, for something that is important, that you are a very, very small part of a big collective, and a small part can be very effective, if you use your energy right, rather than using it to just replay these monsters and these torturous things, and closing your heart, and not opening up to new love, to trust, to risk, to try to do a project again that didn't work out the first time, whatever it is, to do, you know, to get into a career that you wanted to, that you felt like you couldn't because you weren't good enough or whatever. That's all stories, okay? Those are stories, and you can leave those behind. Or if you can't leave them behind, you're always going to take them with you. I know that, but the point is to refocus. It's to refocus the energy into this, you know, this, the collective, and also this there's also like this energy of like sitting in the mystery and not knowing what's going to be next, which is something that I think a lot of people are going through right now in the world. This can be a very uncomfortable feeling or situation to be in, but it's ultimately important for us to learn how to sit in it, because, well, in this deck specifically, this card is called Imagination. So, you know, we have the card of art here, art and communication. Then we have the Imagination card. And I think that the more you are able to simplify your life, the more you are able to connect to the artist inside of you, to really be clear about what happened in the past, but not let that stop you from doing things in the future that matter, that matter to the collective, especially. That's not just for you. And the more you learn to just let go, Four of Pentacles, right? This is like a card of someone who's like afraid of losing something. Like, you don't have to be afraid of losing what is yours. What is yours cannot be threatened. Now another song is coming up. It's Beyonce's Nothing Real Can Be Threatened. You know that song? True love brings salvation into me. Something like that. I don't know. Go look it up. Nothing real can be threatened. What is yours cannot be taken away. What was taken away wasn't for you. So what is yours is going to stay. So just don't cling. Don't cling so harshly to anything. Just like, be okay with letting go, simplifying your life, decluttering, purifying, cleansing, right? Like letting go of certain things that are from the past. You know, that's all past stuff. Be a rebel. Be a rebel. Revolutionize your life. Simplify your life. Make it simpler. And I think that all of that, I think that you are sitting in your integrity right now, right? This is why this is here. It's asking me to actually look at the book. I don't usually look at the book for this deck, but I'm going to do it because there's something here that needs to be read for some reason. 23. Yeah. Integrity. I'm only going to read a little bit of it. Act with honesty and honor. Walk your talk. Everyone deserves a second chance. Oppose hypocrisy, dishonesty, cruelty, and injustice. Practice ethical and honest behavior. Do not play favorites. Be the best person you can be. Do it for love, not for profit. Keep your promises. Do not betray a trust. Avoid gossip and speaking ill of others. Do not cheat or take the easy way. Do not allow injustice or cruelty towards innocents. Behavior and actions influence reputation. And lastly, we all live in glass houses, so avoid judging. That's a really beautiful message, and I think that I'm gonna leave it at that because I think it speaks for itself. But I think that there is definitely, I think that the major energy for you is like, it's very empowering, because it's about letting go of older things, older stories, and anxiety and fear in order to clear space in your life. And for you to choose the things that are aligned with what you believe in, the things that are integral to you, the things that matter to you. What are your values, right? Like acting from values is what's gonna really like bring this sense of empowerment. And then creating, being a creator, being the beautiful artist that you are, and just keep on going, keep on focusing on what it is that the world needs. Your rune is this rune over here, and I'm gonna read it to you right now after I take a sip of my tea. The Holy Basil. Which one is it? This one. Harvest. 115. Oh no, 17, I mean. Okay, so it says here that this is the rune of harvest, fertile season, and 1 year. A rune of beneficial outcomes. Jera, or Yera, I don't know, I hope I'm not butchering it, applies to any activity or endeavor to which you are committed. Be aware, however, that no quick results can be expected. A span of time is usually involved. Hence the keywords 1 year, symbolizing a full cycle before the reaping, the harvest, or deliverance. You have prepared the ground and planted the seed. Now you must cultivate with care. To those whose labor has a long season, a long coming to term, Jera offers encouragement of success. Know that the outcome is in the keeping of providence, and continue to persevere. Remember the old story about the farmer who was so eager to assist his crops that he went out at night and tugged on the new shoots. This is this card over here is the anxiety, the fear. Like, is it growing? Is it growing? I can't sleep. I gotta go outside and look. There is no way to push the river. Equally, you cannot hasten the harvest. Be mindful that patience is essential for the recognition of your own process, which in its season leads to the harvest of the self. Harvest yourself. I love you so much. I hope you have an amazing September, and I'll see you next month for October time. Samhain is coming. I'm excited to connect to ancestors and honor them and give them offerings and all of that. I hope that you are also excited for that, and I will be very happy to give you a reading for that month. It's going to be a very powerful reading, I'm sure. That time of the month is, closest to the veil. So yeah, I'll see you then. Excited. I love you. Bye.